All right, it is August the 3rd. Update on my garden. I finally got shade cloth. And some of the seeds that I planted are ready to plant in the garden. I'm having to redo my whole entire garden because it basically French fried from the ridiculous heat that we've had for the last 3 months. So I'm going through weeding everything and replanting. I'm starting off with some lima beans and some Thai noodle beans and another type of noodle bean, Thai soldier noodle bean and Chinese red noodle beans. They handle the extreme heat, so they have been growing. I also have, out of the 8 seeds that I planted, I got 2 that actually started to grow of my winged Japanese beans. I've never grown them, never grown lima beans. I grew some of the noodle beans last year, but honestly I didn't get enough of them because I only planted like 2 plants to actually have enough to do a meal. So I'm doing 8 of the red noodle beans, 8 of the Thai noodle beans, and then 8 lima beans. And then I'm going to plant the 2 wing beans, and then I am going to reseed the pots and see if I can get more to come up. I'm also going to be starting some flats of green beans. Normally I would start this stuff straight in the garden, but because we're in a drought and because of the high heat, I cannot keep the dirt wet long enough for anything to germinate. Rage, no, out. Bad dog, you know better. They always got to be in my business. Stay out of the garden, bad boy. Oh, bad boy. Anyway, and you see my peppers stunted and fried. So I'm going to be pulling all of them out and restarting them in flats. The only peppers that seem to be doing okay are my hot peppers, which I need to come over and weed. Once everything started French frying, I gave up. And I just was like, you know what? I'm not even going to spend any time out here. And amazingly enough, these are actually doing pretty good. I do need to come out and weed eat, which I have not done. I even actually have a little pepper. So these are all hot peppers. I'm going to pull them out, or I'm going to pull out the dead sunflowers. I'm going to plant some more sunflowers here, because I've got 3 to 4 months of growing time still. It might be August, but we didn't have our first freeze until January last year. My garden was thriving. My peppers and whatnot were thriving. My tomatoes, because our temperatures have been so high, see the leaves are rolling in on themselves. I'm gonna come out. I need to water, remove any of the dead leaves to try to prevent any type of disease from spreading. But these are not cherry tomatoes. These are supposed to be full-size tomatoes, and they ended up being the size of cherry tomatoes. And then I actually have a tomato on this plant, which I'm really surprised. When temperatures go above 85 degrees and your night temperatures go above 75 degrees, which we've been triple digits for 3 months now, the pollen goes sterile in the flowers. Now, I'm going to keep these watered. As soon as the temperatures drop in the fall, I'll get some tomatoes. I won't get a massive harvest, but I'll at least get something out of my effort. These are the only tomato plants that survived, and they're not looking so good. So I'm going to give them a good fertilizer. I'm going to water them heavily, And then I got to make it a priority to come out here and water every single night, no matter what. So I feel bad that this is the biggest one, and it's not looking very healthy, which is sad. So these were all ones that I started from seed. All of the supposed heat tolerant tomatoes that I bought that were store-bought, they all died. All of them, except for this one, which stunted, big boy hybrid, indeterminate. That damn thing should be all the way up my trellis. So, needless to say, I need to put some TLC in this garden and get back to doing what I was doing, because this looks highly neglected, and it's mainly because I just got so upset that everything fried that I just walked completely away from it and said, forget it, we'll worry about a fall garden. And then I finally came to my senses and decided to restart everything in pots so I can control the water for germination, and replant and try shade cloth to see if it helps. The back end of this garden gets morning sun, but in the afternoon it's completely shaded. And the shade cloth, for the most part, keeps mid-afternoon sun off. I actually have 4 more of these. These are 10 foot by 20 foot. I just need to get poles that are tall enough. Right now I have them attached to the trellis, and then they're bungee cord back there. And then I have a garden stake that it's attached to over there, and I wasn't sure if it would hold. And so far it's doing good, and it's held. You can see the wind's blowing and it's lifting, but it's not tearing. So I wasn't sure if it would pull it right out of the ground or not. So I will be moving the shade cloth over along the fence row, and I will be putting in poles so that I can put the other ones up. So our temperatures, we've actually had a few days where we've been in the 90s. So I'm kind of curious to see if maybe our temperatures will start dropping down to more of a normal temperature. But August is our hottest month, August and September. So if I can just get a little bit of food out of the garden and concentrate on starting a bunch of fall crops, then maybe we will get some type of harvest, and then I won't feel like such a failure. So anyway, this is my hot mess, and I will keep you updated. Please like and subscribe. Leave comments below. I would love to get other people's thoughts and opinions. Let me know what zone you're in and what your temperatures have done. I'm in zone 9A, southeast Texas. Triple digits for 3 months and maybe 3 inches of rain in the last 3 months. So yeah, pretty bad drought. All right. Have a blessed day. Thanks for watching. Bye.